I would love to homeschool, but I have to work. If you've ever caught yourself thinking this aloud, don't worry, you are not alone and you can definitely still homeschool and work. And I'm gonna give you my top 5 tips on how you can manage both. So stay tuned. Hey YouTube, my name is Keandra. If you're new to my channel, welcome. And if you've been here before, welcome back. As promised, today I'm going to give you my top 5 tips on how you can manage both homeschooling and working. So, when we first started homeschooling a few years ago, I was a little disappointed that it was so difficult to find other homeschool moms that homeschooled but also still worked a job. I found a ton of great YouTube channels and Facebook groups that gave me the ins and outs of homeschooling, but I always felt somewhat like an outcast because I didn't fit that traditional homeschool mom role of being a stay-at-home mom. And it was even more weird during COVID because I started working from home, so I did kind of feel like a stay-at-home mom, but one that just happened to also be employed. Since then, I've seen a community growing of homeschool moms that do work in homeschool, whether it be full-time, part-time, from home or outside of the home, and I absolutely love to see it. And that brings me to tip number 1. Find your community. You are not alone. This can be an in-person community or a virtual community or a mix of both. Whether you're interested in reaching out and communicating with these other moms or you just kind of would like to soak in the information from afar, make sure that you find your community. I've found support and inspiration both from YouTube channels as well as Facebook groups, both general and local ones to my area. And these don't just have to be homeschool working mamas. They can be non-working mamas as well. Diversify your portfolio per se because you will find support from both working and non-working moms. And that brings me to tip number 2. Resources and outsourcing. You do not have to think of or do everything from scratch. If you want to teach lessons via a curriculum, that's fine. If that overwhelms you, that's fine as well. There are plenty of online curriculum, courses, and resources available to you, as well as educational websites. And these can all fill in the gaps where you need them to. For example, I want my 2nd grader to start to learn how to type next year. With everything that I have going on, I just feel like I will be too spread thin and pressed to find the time to actually teach him how to type. So at some point in the near future, I'll be looking for different online courses and curriculum, just some kind of resource that can help to outsource that so that I don't personally have to teach him, but he can still learn how to type. P.S. If you do know of any good resources for teaching that age group how to type, please let me know in the comments. Then there's co-ops. Unfortunately, I haven't been able to find one in my area that works with my work schedule, but those are definitely an option and definitely available if you do happen to stumble across one that works with your work schedule. Then let's talk about outsourcing some of the many tasks that we have day to day that might make you feel like you don't have the time to homeschool. Grocery shopping, cleaning, cooking, meal prepping and planning, etc. Instacart, Shipt, DoorDash, Target Drive Up, curbside grocery pickup, in-home cleaning services, HelloFresh or other meal delivery kits. These are all convenient services that can help to save minutes or hours out of your day. And I definitely use a variety of them whenever I'm pressed for time. Also, I haven't tried it yet, but there are even services that will come and pick up, wash, dry, even fold, and drop your laundry back off at your doorstep. And now for tip number 3. Stay organized and create a schedule. Take a few minutes or hours ahead of time, daily, weekly, or monthly, whatever works best for you, to sit down and organize your homeschool area and supplies so that it's easily accessible and easy for everyone to find. Also use this time to sit down and write out your homeschool plans and schedule for the week or the month, and to create your schedule for extracurricular activities, fun activities, shopping, cleaning, etc. Even if you don't follow it verbatim, it is so helpful to at least have a general outline of what it is that you need to do and need to get done. Some days we're able to get everything done that I had planned, and others, life happens and we don't get anything done that I had planned, and that's okay. The beauty of homeschooling is that there is so much flexibility, so do not feel bad if you need to rearrange your schedule for any reason. You can always catch up at a later time. All right, tip number 4, do not try to mimic public school. You will drive yourself crazy trying to do so and trying to follow an 8-hour school day schedule. Like I just briefly mentioned, the beauty of homeschooling is the flexibility. Currently, we spend about 2 to 2.5 hours, 4 days a week doing schooling. We do a block schedule of math and science on Mondays and Wednesdays, and language arts and social studies on Tuesdays and Thursdays. Fridays, we save for fun activities, or field trips sometimes, and for any catch-up work that we have to do. We try to get as much instructional stuff done as possible on my lunch breaks, and then the independent work that he can do on his own, he does randomly throughout the day. But sometimes we have to use evenings as well. If I've had a busy work week or we were thrown off schedule for any reason, we have used weekends for catch-up work as well. And now, tip number 5. Give yourself grace. By no means do you need to try to be perfect. None of us are, and we are all learning and growing as we go. The biggest thing is just to start. And as you go along, you'll learn what's best for you and your family, what you liked, what you didn't like, what the kids liked, what the kids didn't like, what learning styles work best, and what schedules work for you. As I said before, there will be days when everything goes as planned, and there will be days where nothing goes as planned. And that's okay, just keep going. You know how before you become a parent, you have your list of things you would never do as a parent and things you would never allow your child to do. But then you actually become a parent and you do allow some of those things. Well, you'll kind of have that list with homeschooling too. Things that you think you'll do, things that you think you won't do, and that'll change over time as you're learning and figuring things out. For example, when my son was in kindergarten, I planned out how I wanted to do his science lessons, and I figured that that was how we would always do his science lessons because I liked how I laid them out so much. Well, we did stick to that for about 2.5 years, and recently I found something else that I would really like to try for science as well as for social studies instead, so we're gonna try that out. So do not beat yourself up if you have to or just want to switch things up once, twice, or multiple times. Life is full of change and adjustments, and so is homeschooling. And that wraps up my top 5 tips on how to manage homeschooling and working. Thank you for watching, and I hope that this was able to spark a few new ideas and that it brought you a little bit of inspiration to start or keep going on your homeschool journey. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed this content, as well as to subscribe to my channel. And after you subscribe, don't forget to hit the bell notification so that you can be alerted whenever I post any future videos. Other than that, stay tuned. See ya. Bye.